Good morning. Today's a good day. Today is a real good day. This music might be a little too fast-paced for today, though. More my speed. All right. So today's a good day, and I'll tell you why. Yesterday, I posted something on Reddit, and I've always had I posted 3 times on Reddit so far. The first time, PC Master Race. Now that is not a that's not a place that I belong. I got the most negative comments I've ever gotten from anyone, and I'm never going back there. But I posted on Cozy Gamers subreddit yesterday, and I got very good feedback. And I got better wishlist numbers yesterday in one day than I got in my launch day from, friends and family. So I feel good. I feel like, okay, maybe there are people that would play this game and not just people I bug. So that made me feel pretty invigorated, and feeling invigorated makes me want to work on the core gameplay loop. And that involves guests, taking care of guests, making sure that is as solid as possible. The calendar was part of that. I think the calendar was it's definitely a piece of visual that supplemented or supported the core gameplay loop. So I'm glad I did that last week. And this week I want guests to be able to call up and kind of book a party. So I have these different ideas for groups of visitors, and the first level 1 group, the easiest to take care of, is going to be a group of people wanting to play Dungeons and Dragons. And all you're really going to need is a table with 4 chairs to support their Dungeons and Dragons game. And if you have a table with 4 chairs connected, they will come and they'll stay. So you need 4 rooms, obviously. You're going to need 4 rooms, and then a table with 4 chairs. Now, it's going to get a little complicated because I don't have a mechanic for telling 4 guests simultaneously to go to one decoration and use it. Right now I have a mechanic where if one guest uses a table, it'll trigger, hey, if anyone else is out there and wants to play a board game with me, come join me. So I do need to let's write all this down, because this is a pretty good checklist. So and also, good morning to anyone out there. So let's new file. We'll call this the guest groups. Now we need a phone item that rings and starts conversations that inform you of a future visit from an amount of guests and the required decorations. If they show up and you don't have that decoration, they're going to be very sad and leave. Okay, so we need that. I forget how to... Okay, list. There we go. Second thing I need a spawner. Or I need a thing, a system that marks, okay, we've accepted this group. Let's put it on the calendar, and we'll spawn those NPCs on that day. So we need a custom way to spawn required guests and put information on the calendar. Okay, that's thing number 2. So now we have the spawner, the calendar, Let's actually make that 2 things so I can check it off separately. The phone item that rings. Conversation that informs you. And then probably a quest? And then maybe a custom quest? Maybe, custom guest quests? I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe it's just a thing on the calendar. Let's see. So we have put information on the calendar. What else do we need? We need to check to see if we have the required decorations. So we need to check in for required decorations. Now, you can have decorations in private rooms, which is a problem because what if you have the required item and decoration, but it's in someone else's room? So I could do a complicated check where I need to make sure it's at least in one of their rooms. That is complicated. Make sure it's in at least one of the guests' private rooms or in a public space. That's going to be a complicated one, but we'll cross that path when we get there. What else? So do I need a special item? So like if they're going to play DnD. Actually, I've never played DnD before, so I don't really know what is required. I've always seen like the DM having like a book that they're reading from, and sometimes there's little trinkets. There's definitely dice. So I'll need some dungeons. I need like a D&D table decoration model. Okay. So that'll make it fun looking. I need to make it look like they're playing D&D. With maybe some dice roll animations. Dice roll, seated dice roll animation. Let's see. What else do people do while playing D&D? Maybe the DM is like telling the story, so they have a lot of hand gestures. DM hand gestures. Storytelling. Okay, this is a lot of stuff. Can we do this today? I already have a phone item that technically starts conversation. So actually, before I even do that, I need a system I need a group event system that can calculate like when these groups should happen. And I think I need a group event, a guest group event scriptable object to design them. So basically it's a container of guests, required decorations, and maybe the conversation ID to trigger. And that's it. Oh, and how long? And the stay length. Okay. This is a lot. Let's do it though. This is very required. This is necessary. Very necessary. So let's get to it. I'm going to start from the top, the group event system. And I always make a system from an old system. I do not make new scripts anymore. Every script is just a mutant from another script. I think that happens eventually to everyone. So I already have a runtime quest system, probably similar. Let's start from there. And this is the group system. Guest group event. Oh, I don't like to use the word event because it has a quasi meaning in other scripts. So if I name an event, it's gonna get confusing. All right, so this is the guest group system. It does not need to. Oh, actually, day tick it does need. So day tick. It's. I mean, this was already a singleton. I'll let it be a singleton. And I have a lot of. Ooh, this is a big script that I probably didn't need all this stuff to duplicate from, but let's clean it up and get what we need. Quest expiration date. Why is this not even work? Oh wait, did I delete something already that it's upset about? If quest. Why do I have a lowercase quest? This is strange. So I do want to get random quests. You know what? I'm gonna start from scratch. This is actually going to be get available guest groups. You know, and I want these groups to come back. So I definitely need to figure out all that logic. So complete guest group stay. All right, so that's going to complete it. Except, okay, this is actually good stuff. Good morning. Good morning, Michael Lombardo. How are ya? Are ya good? Accept guest group. I'm in my morning meeting, paying no attention. That's great. This is way more important than that. Wait for quest log. So yeah, I think you're our first joiner. Well, thanks for joining. I'm trying to figure out how to get groups of guests to book a stay and kind of, you know, enjoy it as a group. ZT, yeah. Oh, ZT, you're always there, and I never know. Welcome, ZT. The Twitch counter, or the viewer count, it's never right. I don't know, it's weird. Like, it's saying 1 viewer, and I have it up just to check my audio sometimes. But so I know there's 3 viewers. Whatever, it doesn't matter. ZT, welcome. My boss has called me once this month. It's been great. Nice. I've been trying to talk to my boss, and it's been difficult. He's a very busy man. But Mike, yeah, we're working on guest groups. So the first guest group I want is to have a group of people who want to come play Dungeons and Dragons. And I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I need help out there. ZT, I think I know you've played Dungeons and Dragons before. Is this a thing I know? Help me out here. Okay, I don't even need this, actually. Okay, and here's all my save data. So the save data, I don't even know what I need to save yet. It is. I knew that. So you're going to have to help me. You need to tell me what visually represents people playing Dungeons and Dragons. If you can send me like an image of a table set up, and then I need to model all that stuff. Can I give you homework to do? But like right now work? I'm your boss today. Find me an image of yes. That was quick. So these are books. and dice and a box. What's in the box? And a plushie. What are we looking at here? Clipboard. So these are all common Dungeons and Dragons table setup stuff. I feel like I've seen, maybe it was in like Stranger Things where they have like, you've got like a cardboard blocker, and then the Dungeon Master has like a bunch of stuff here that everyone can't see. People playing D&D. So, oh, that's pretty good actually. So we got like a bunch of figurines. Everyone's got their spreadsheet. Got dice everywhere, and then that foldable, a shield. Yeah, a DM shield. There it is. This is great. All right, I'm gonna make this eventually. I might, maybe at the end, maybe whatever I'm doing, I'll stop at like 30 minutes to go, and then I'll work on that. Okay, so I do need a serializable, savable quest. Do I? Do I? I don't think so. I don't think I need to save much. I'm gonna delete these. If I need to make a custom class that represents, I will. But I'm gonna hand design these. These are this is a hand designed thing. I do want to do debug stuff before I get the dialogue system functioning, so I'm just gonna keep this button. And then start group, or let's just say this is like the accept group, guest group quest stay event. Oh, I don't know what to call it. Oof. So yesterday, I've been talking about my dog lately. My dog is an old dog, and she's very ill. Well, she was very ill, and she was having some issues. I was in like 6 vets in the last 2 weeks. Yesterday was a good day. They did all these tests, and they're just like, this dog seems okay. I don't know. Okay, great. Question for the homework: if they're playing D&D, are they playing a specific variant, or should it just be generically recognizable? It should just be generically recognizable. I mean, what are subsets of D&D? So I guess like there's like Warhammer. Is that like a subset? Nick, what up? Nicky, baby. I'll just put a temp thing here for now. Saved. True. Okay. So I have a save system. I got my singleton all set up. I do not need these. I do not need these. Active quests. D&D 5e, Pathfinder, various space-themed ones. Older versions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the most generic. Maybe if this system feels good and is successful, maybe like other D&D people come later. Like maybe you get like the wacky niche ones. Maybe we'll make up some fun ones. Like maybe there's like a cozy game D&D variant where it's not like fantasy world. It's like I guess it would be like Settlers of Catan, but like farm sim D&D. The cozy game equivalent of a D&D variant. And there could be other groups. And maybe they require different things. Like yeah, maybe this space one requires like a telescope. Like, oh man, if you had a really awesome telescope, we'd come and we'd play D&D there, and And you got to get that telescope. I actually didn't know that there were space-themed DnD. Alright, so we have the system set up. We now need the scriptable object that where we can design them. Let me close everything. I don't need anything anymore. We're starting on something new today. Boom. Ooh, I love big tabs where I can read the whole file name. Oh. You hate D&D? That's alright, Nick. You don't have to let these people in your inn. You can say no. I'll make you a list of things you need to model. Nice. You don't have to make me a mood board. Just find me like the perfect Google image to copy. A lot of these images are kind of messy. Ooh, oh, this one's awesome. This looks weird. What is this? What is this? Like a whole hexagon thing. Kurt! What up? Should we call your boss right now? Alright, we're gonna make scriptable object, but that's what we're doing. So I need to go into my scriptable objects. I have so many that I can start from. Let's start from any, literally any, it doesn't matter. Let's start from hotspot. Oh wait, that's the worst one to start from. Because it's inherited, it's not a base class. I picked the worst one. Play Booyah, Grandma? Oh shit, he did it. I don't know how to play sound effects, so I just have to physically play it. Where is it? Where is it? I need to put this somewhere more accessible. So. Oh, it's so low. So that's where the name comes from. It's this Crash Bandicoot commercial. He did it. He redeemed it. Good job, Kurt. Did you hear any of that? My meeting's done? Good. Kurt, what do you think of the news that Marvel's Avengers is officially almost offline forever? What does that even mean? Yeah, you didn't need to. Okay. Let's keep going. So I want to grab a better one to start with. Let's start with entity. So this is going to be called a guest event group. Guest. No, guest group. What's a word I can use? Not event, but something like event. Guest group. Forget it. It'll just be guest group. Innkeeper entities. Nope. Innkeep guest group. Okay, so I want an ID. Yeah, sure. Oh, actually, I guess I can actually make this from an entity, because an entity is just an ID, whether or not it's active, a name, a description, an icon. So that's all good. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Don't save this. Don't save. Let's delete. Let's actually start from. I think it is hotspot. That would have been smart. Avengers was so bad, they're literally pulling it off the servers. What do you mean? What servers? You mean the video game? Oh, the game was so bad, they're erasing it from existence? I didn't realize that. I mean, I know you guys played it like isn't it old? Isn't it like a 2-year-old game? What is an entity? Hotspot, are you an entity? Hotspot is... No, that's actually a base class. What am I doing? Activity entity. Nope, that's just a scriptable object. What derives from entity? Where are you? No, no, no. 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 Yes, character prop. You're an entity. Let's start from character prop. Call this guest group. Perfect. It's just a very empty class. Guest group. Guest group. Guest a groups. And guest a group. Okay, we're good. So now, what do we need to save? We need a list of guests. So, public, NPC, array, NPCs. We need a list of decorations that are required. Public, inventory item. Do I want an inventory item requirement? Okay, so I think I think I have a conditions class. Conditions. I think this has decoration requirements in it. That would be so cool if I already had that. Oh my god. So doesn't look like I do, but I do check when I check when a room. When I do a check on a room, I actually do check for decoration, so I could check that. That's the problem, though. Actually, if a decoration isn't in a private room, I don't think I'd track it. Let's see. I know I do somewhere. I must. What kind of crazy person doesn't track everything? So let's see. No. Decorations. I track the stats. Oh god. This is opening up a can of worms. Behaviorally, are we animating D&D a little? Like showing them rolling dice and moving props around a bit? I think it's like... Yeah, but at random, you know, it's not going to be like them simulating an actual game. I'll just have the four people there, and then they'll have like a long idle and at a random amount of time, and then one at a time they'll like trigger, like this one will roll the die, this one will just do this, you know, I don't know. Telling us like someone maybe like telling a story using their hands. Yeah, that would be absurd. But just to be convinced that it just needs to look like they're playing D&D, and that's adorable. So I don't know how to check for decorations at the moment because this conditions doesn't. What I can do is add a condition that decorations exist in the inn, but I don't track decorations like that. I track activities. Okay, so I do track activities. And I track activities, private activities, secondary activities, and temporary activities. So I can technically see if activities exist. And if there's like a table with a chair, then the sitting activity is activated. So all I need to do is require the ability to sit at a table. So maybe that's all I need to do right now. And that's much easier because I'm already tracking that. Activity type. Wait, I do have a check for that. I already check it. Look at that. So let's actually start forming this group event. Making a big game by yourself. Just too much in the brain. I literally forget everything. I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out if I already do something, and I do. Nick. Nick, we love you here. And you will absolutely get a seat at the table. Okay. So let's go through the motions and make the thing. So scriptable objects. Okay, so I want to load these dynamically. So instead of going in scriptable objects, they will go in my resources folder. Content. Resources. And here we will have guest groups. And I will make my first guest group. Inkeep, guest groups, guest group. And I will call it the DnD guest group. Okay. It's already filled out with all this nice stuff. We'll set the ID, DnD guest group, display name. We don't need any of that. Oh, actually, yes, I can use this to populate the calendar because the calendar is going to need an NPC name, but I could put the display name of the guest group. So DnD players. I'll just call it DnD players. That's kind of lame, but whatever. Let's run with it. And they don't need an icon. Let's actually separate out. I'm obsessed with making these inspectors look decent. So using Cyrenex.Odin Inspector. Shout out to Cyrenex Odin Inspector. And then give it a title. Call this the guest group properties. Now it'll be pretty. So obviously I have to come up with a bunch of these guest groups, and if you have other ideas for like groups of people that would come visit an inn, you know, I think the biggest one is going to be a wedding. You know, you're going to need like 20 rooms. You're going to have 20 chairs. You're going to have like a runway for the wedding to happen at. You're going to need a lot. You're going to need a buffet table with food for 20 guests. Like that's going to be like the big one. But I need all the ones in between. So please, if you have ideas out there for groups, I really like the idea of taking inspiration from, what was that movie, Wine Country? With like, I think it was, you know, Tina Fey and that gang, right? Who's in Wine Country? It was just basically a bunch of, like a girls group. Signs, starring Mel Gibson. Wait, Signs? What is the group activity there? Right, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, Tina Fey, Maya Rudolph. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. Staying away from aliens. How is that a guest group event? All right, so these NPCs. So I'm gonna pick out a couple of NPCs at random, and they of course have to be guest NPCs. So I'm gonna pick June, and I'll just pick 2 for now. June and Finch. And so the things they check for, they don't care about the room type. Room checks. What is room checks? So I need I need guest rooms, and I need 2 of them because there's 2 of the guests. So I need to check for at least 2. Vacancy check. Do I care if they're vacant? I don't care if they're vacant because this is calling in advance, and I don't know if they'll be vacant. It's up to you to make sure they're vacant. I think in the end of day wrap up, if there's a guest group coming the next day, I'll probably do something like, or maybe I'll just like, if there's a guest group coming at all, I'll say this many days until this many guests are coming. Make sure to have some available rooms. So in an activity type, what are my activity types? I've got a lot. So I need to make sure sitting at table exists. And so sitting at table is basically when you link a chair to a table, then the activity type sitting at table exists and can be performed, right? I need to do some sleuthing to make sure that's how it works. And maybe I can switch the conditioner to check for 4. So, conditions. So I basically check, does the activity exist? Yes. Private activities. So how are activities added to this list? If I go to this activities, I think I could just do count. NASA, what up? How are ya? Okay, I think I do like a raw, just add it to the list so there are multiples. So I think I need to switch that conditions to check for a quantity of that activity. Let me just confirm. So right now I should have 3 activities that are sitting at campfire. Let's make sure. NASA, so today we're making guests be able to call ahead and book a chunk of rooms for an event. So my first event is going to be a bunch of people wanting to come and play D&D at your inn. So you're going to need a certain amount of rooms and a table for them to play D&D at, and then they'll be able to come. So I need other ideas for guests. So if you have any ideas for like a group of people, like why would a group of people want to book a chunk of rooms? Could be like a bachelor party, wedding, already got. I have a bunch of ideas. I need to bring up my Miro board. Because I'm pretty sure I had a bunch. I haven't logged into Miro in a while. I keep like switching what I use for project management, and it's really bad. What are the guest group ideas I have already? I can't find it. Get out of here. And every time I log into Miro, it's updated with new stuff. I might have deleted it? Oh no. Requirements and statistics. These are different people types that I have. Guest traits, how guests arrive, advertisements. So this is how I design the flow of the quests, like the story with the dependencies, a little behind the scenes, to make sure everything kind of functions properly and one thing leads to another. I can't actually find the list I had, so let's just pretend it doesn't exist. So I should have 3 events or activities. So activities, I have 10. So the corgi is an activity. The bathtub, I've got 2 bathtubs, I've got 2 archery targets. Yeah, I've got 3 yoga mats. Secondary activities. Adirondack chair activity. Okay. This is making sense. Comic-Con is in town, and they can have Spider-Man and Venom costumes. I mean, I like that there's a convention, and then they all come in costumes. That's so much work. You'd have to help me model it. If you model it, I'll put it in. Maybe they're getting together for Mets-Yankees games, Giants-Jets games. So like a local... I mean, this is a town out in the middle of the mountains. So like, what is the event? What is the sporting event that would be there? It would not be like a popular city sports team that they're coming to visit. It would be like... I don't know. It would be like a Maybe there's like a hiking trail that goes through town, and they're like, they're gonna need there's like 10 hikers showing up. They're gonna need a place to stay. Their health levels. So I haven't decided whether I put combat in the game. I have combat. It's functioning, but I don't know if I want to keep it. And if I do keep it, I'll have health. But if I don't keep it, then I might not have health. Might just have stamina. So I've been playing a lot of Fae Farm. Fae Farm is a new game that just came out. And it has really good, it has like, it's like Stardew Valley, just a little, it's just elevated. It's like, what if a fully fledged studio made a Stardew Valley-like game with good combat and like really solid tweaked mechanics, and that's pretty much what it is. And I like what they did, so I might do something similar. So meditation, I mean, yeah, I got the yoga thing. Yoga's not really meditation, but I should like figure out a better way to have like a meditation mechanic. You should have DragCon come to town, and people think it's Dragon Con, like fantasy convention, but it's DragCon and drag queen convention, and then there could be political friction, but ultimately they have a conversation and learn to respect one another. That's pretty good. I mean, it's a little hot button, but I like that in theory. I don't know if I want to get too political like that. What are the other activities? So private activities. So these are activities inside of private rooms. These are activities that are not primary things that people do. And temporary activities, I don't even remember what temporary activities are. Job activities. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, I have so much stuff, I forgot how it works. Alright, so it looks like I properly check for these activities, and that's good. So when a chair exists, so a chair. Decor chair. What I actually track is a reference to this script, this activity, and this script knows what kind of type it is. And it technically doesn't have a type by default, but when you link it to a table, it activates that type. So I believe in the decor linker, I have the decor link thing, widget. So linkable decoration types, table and watching. Oh, maybe it's part of the table. So if a chair gets attached to a table, this is the thing that dictates what it turns into. What is happening? Where do I say this is sitting at a table? Oh, right here. No. Linkable decoration types, table seating. It's a link slot. Is it here in interactions? I don't have any interact. Okay, this is a wait. No, where do I set this? I don't understand. Let's look in the script. So remove activity. So when I do my conditions check, I'm checking through the activities. Activity type equal activity dot activity type. So the activity type of the activity, which is here, none. It's none. But decor chair, this is also none. Linker, activity type. Oh my god, where do I set this? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. The chair doesn't do it and the table doesn't do it. Who does it? Base interaction stats. No. Oh boy, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's a tabletop activity location. But what's the activity type? Imagine it's broken. Okay, let's go to campfire. Like maybe tables are just broken? So if I go to decor campfire. Oh, it's 2 words. I don't know why. If I go to decor campfire, there's a type here. I think tables are actually broken. Maybe that type should be there. So this, yeah, this has the fire watching. That's it. Fire watching. The table should be sitting at table. I wonder if like all table activities are totally broken because this is broken. Because like that doesn't exist. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna put it in there and see if it works. And that's that. Maybe it's not broken. Group guest. DnD guest group. Okay. So conditions. Sitting at table. 2 guest rooms. Room budget doesn't matter. Minimum in level doesn't matter. The reach type doesn't matter. Time conditions. Nope, we don't care about the day. Dialogue conditions. Do we need... No, we don't care about any of this. Alright, so we have the conditions and we have the guests that show up. What else do we need? Let's consult the list. We need the guests, the required decorations. Ooh, the conversation ID that gets triggered. So let's make a conversation. Dialogue. Why can't I make this smaller? Make bigger. Alright, so how should we organize this? The bane of my existence is properly organizing the way my conversations are. And I always want to make it as dynamic as possible. I don't like having like tons of custom conversations, but let's do it. So I actually have a phone conversation somewhere. Phone. Request room. So this is like a test where someone calls up, hey, I'm looking for a room, and you could say sure thing or sorry, we're all booked up. So it's possible I put the string in the scriptable object of the conversation, and then I fill that out here dynamically, or I just make one per group. I don't like the idea of having to make a new conversation every time, but the conversation system has localization built in, so it's smarter if I do it this way. So let's do it this way. Okay, so I'll just use this as my template. This is like my request room template, and I'll just duplicate this every time I need to make one. Oh, and I need to figure out. I need some functions how to accept it and then decline it. So decline should do nothing, but accept should call a function. And to call a function in a script, I need to register it with the dialogue system. Let's do that. Let's register function. And where's another place I do that? Because I can never remember how to do anything. I think I register one in the runtime quest generator? No. I literally just had a script open that I did that with. It was whatever system I used to make the calendar system. Players? Player... Selector? No, player... Oh, there's definitely a player state. Yes. No, I don't register anything here. Player selector? Pretty sure I have player stuff here. No. This is so strange. Where do I register a Lua event? Let's just go into my systems and find one. Systems. Calendar system? No. GUI? No. In? No. Request system? No. Maybe. No, I don't think so, though. It's weird, though. I swore player state did that because I have, like, checks for dialogue extensions, custom Lua functions. What custom Lua functions do I have? I got a player, can hire help. Guest, is guest checked in? Guest, has custom greeting. Player, is photo taken? So let's go to the photo system. Please, 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 please. Please, where is it? Wait, this says, there we go. So I register the photo taken, I unregister it. Copy. Found one. Man, you were hard to find. I DM you in Discord with a bunch of text when you're ready for it. Yes. Oh man, you did research. Sick. I really appreciate it. Alright, I'm not going to read all that right now, but I'm going to digest it after stream. Because if there's something that's relevant, if I'm doing something, you're like, oh, check the text. I'll check it, but I'm just going to keep going for now. But I really do appreciate that. Okay, so this is going to be called accept guest group. And it's going to call the accept guest group. And so here's the thing. I need to set a variable at the beginning of the conversation, which guest group conversation we're talking about. And I need to pass that back saying which one we're going to accept. So it'll probably just be string. Accept guest group. It'll be the ID of the guest group. This makes sense. Okay, public. Why don't you like this? Oh, because this function doesn't exist. So let's also take this function. I'll even take my nice formatting. And just so I know, this is registered with the dialogue system, and it's called accept guest group, and it doesn't do this. I return a bool, but I don't think I need to return anything. I think this could just be void, and that's that. Now, why are you still upset? Because, oh wait, I do have a dialogue system here. Why are you so upset? Oh, whoops, I deleted that. There we go. It's mostly prop and animation ideas when you get there. Nice. That's perfect. All right, let's do this. Return false. I don't need to return anything right now. Accept. Oh, wait. So I already have an accept guest group. So, okay. So this one is a string, and then I'll just call. So for each guest group in guest groups. This is going to be guest group. It's going to be an array of guest groups. Guest group. Oh, actually, no. I want to resources.load. I always forget exactly how I want to do it. Transaction manager. Okay, now we load all of the guest groups. We don't, so this get available guest groups. This is an array of guest groups. Accept, or get active quests. No, we don't even need that, right? Do I get active guest groups? I don't know. Maybe I will. We'll just keep it for now. And then if subject ID equals group dot ID, then accept guest group guest, and then this will be the guest group. Nope, just the group. And then this, instead of being runtime quests, get available guest groups, and I pass an int. That is not relevant anymore. Check for all available guest groups. Let's all comment this out. I love doing this. This has been so helpful for me when I don't write code first. I just comment. That has been very, very helpful. Complete group stay. So mark group stay as success or fail. Disable for a bit. I don't know. And then accept the guest group. So we want to throw a calendar event to mark on the calendar, and then spawn and then somehow trigger the spawning of the guests on the right day. Okay, that is a thing that we were gonna have to do. And then this is basically just a wrapper to do this from the dialog system. We're gonna need to configure. Oh, why are all these public? Get out of here. Private. They are private until needed for each guest group. I don't know what I want to do here, but I don't know. Do something on the beginning of the day. Maybe check if they're all avail and trigger one. And okay, so now that I'm thinking of it, so I have a phone. I want a phone thing, but it could be, maybe it should be a letter too. Like maybe you should get a letter in the mail, and you should and you can respond to it. So it's not just. Oh man, it's already 7:50. It's been an hour. The system is quite large. I want to know how everyone's doing though. How are y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I feel fantastic, and today is gonna be a good day. That's just me. I would like to share. So yesterday I posted something on Reddit. I've never had like anything nothing's ever gone viral, right? And I don't think this post went viral, but it got like 115 upvotes, which is really good for me. It's like, I don't know, I'm not a Reddit person. 115 upvotes, that seems pretty good. I checked my wish list today, and I got like 60 wish lists yesterday. And, you know, that's a lot for me. That's the most I've gotten ever. And this thing has like 54 comments. Half of them are me responding to people, but that put me in a really good mood. Shout out to Cozy Gamers subreddit. Those are my peeps. Those are my peeps. They had such good ideas too. Like everyone was just like, "Oh, you should have this and you should have that." Thankfully, half the ideas are kind of already in the game, but I really need to comb through those comments and pick out the really good ones, throw them on the list. And then today I woke up to 50 or 60 wish lists, and that was amazing. That made me feel so good. Because for a while I was like, okay, I've been making this game for 3 years. I've been posting on social media about it for about 8 months. And nothing I've ever posted has ever gone viral. Nothing has ever translated to wish lists. So I was getting like worried. I was like, oh god, is this... maybe there is something wrong. And then my Steam page, it was getting 0... 2 days got 0 wish lists. I'm like, oh god, it's never gotten 0 in a day. So I was getting really worried. But now, I don't think I'm worried. I think it's just hard to find your people. It's hard to find the people that want to play the game. And obviously the cozy gamers are gonna like this. It is a game for cozy gamers. You're feeling like a lizard on a warm rock. That's a good feeling. That is a real good feeling. It's cold today here in LA. All right, I'm just like formatting empty space because I distracted myself. Let's get to the list. So yeah, we're figuring out how to populate the conversation. Oh, and the stay length. We want to know how long they want to stay. So that's easy. Guest group needs stay length. And we'll do default 2 nights. I don't think I want groups staying much longer. I just want to mute. Don't we all? Actually, that's not true. I do not. Nick, I just saw that thing you sent me. I don't know why you did it, but that's pretty funny. All right, so we need to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this conversation. So maybe what I do is I just make sure that the ID of the conversation always matches the ID of the scriptable object, and I don't need to track that, it just is. And then it'll just work beautifully, beautifully. Oh, but the whole point, I started this because I wanted to just have this. So I think I need a variable that is so it's going to be a text. It's going to be the current guest group. So when I enter the conversation, then I know what current guest group I'm talking about. And that gets triggered, so that's fine. So this sequence, conditions script, which one is it? Oh, I need to update the dialog extensions custom Lua function. So it's not a condition, it's a script function. And it's called guest group / accept guest group. And the parameters is a string. No, it's a text. Variable name, string. And the return value is a bool. Well, nah, just trigger it. No return value. Okay. So now that that's there, when I say sure thing, I could call that accept. So custom guest groups, accept guest group. And it's going to pass the variable. Imagine if that happened in a multiverse reality. Gonzi MP3. I mean, I'm gonna deny that, but good morning. Why do you make me do so much moderation work? Stop making me do that. So I think, how do I call this variable? I think it's like var. Oh, I forget how to like get the variable. Let's see. I gotta look it up. Let's look it up together. So pixel crushers get variable in script. right? Script function. Scripts variables in conversation. Yeah, okay, so var equals and then the variable name. Perfect. And then it is current guest group. I hope that works. Let's apply. Anyone get Mortal Kombat 1 yet? I'm really good with Quan Chi. I've been seeing Mortal Kombat all over the internet, and I'm not a Mortal Kombat player, but I appreciate it. I used to love it. Playing on Sega Genesis, A-B-A-C-A-B-B, right? A-B-A-C-A-B-B. I'll always remember that. Like the blood code, being 12 years old. All right, so we have a way to accept the quest, and I don't know, maybe I do my own localization system so I don't need... It's going to be really hard to localize this game. I might never do it. Come on, Ganzi. Stop that. Oh, man. What should I do? Help me out here. ZT, what would you do? Would you use the localization system and add some headache of the dialogue system, or would you just put it all in your scriptable objects to have it all in one place and come up with your own localization system later? Oh shit, maybe I can like... No, but then I'm using variables from there anyway. I want to make this easy. Alright. We're just going to do custom, because maybe I want the conversations to not just be one chunk of text. Maybe I want it to be like a back and forth that's funny. So we're going to do custom, and that's that. Alright, delete. Easy to worry about languages later. Yeah, it's true. I have a feeling I'm not localizing this game, because unless I get a publisher. I got an email this morning. So after that whole Reddit thing yesterday, I did get an email from a publisher yesterday. Like, oh, you know, we're kind of interested in you. Do you have a pitch deck? I don't think I can go with them because their budget's really small, and I think I need a larger budget than they have. So there's that. But I appreciate the email. I would love a publisher. Oh, it's like my dream. Alright, so where was that? Phone. Actually, I think I need to rename this. It's not really phone anymore. It's just called guest group requests. And this is the request room template, and I want to duplicate this. Duplicate conversation, copy, and then what I want this to be is the exact name of the guest group ID. So DnD. Ooh, capitalization. What a pain. Are spaces going to cause problems? No. Spaces are fine. DnD guest group. Nick hires people to play games for him? That's great. So weird. I used to play a lot of MMOs, and that is a whole economy there. Hey, hire us, and overnight you'll have like a level 99 whatever. Don't you want to play the game? That was the best part. Being level 99 is only fun if you're in like a giant guild that does stuff and you have time to commit. But getting to level 99, that's the whole game. Alright, so we have the... I just always need to make sure this is the same exact name as our guest group. Let's just confirm that this is for now. I might need a better way to do this in the future, but we'll just brute force it. So DnD guest group, DnD guest group. All right, we're the same. If I hit set ID, okay, the ID gets set. I did some failsafe, so this is like locked away. I can't just change it. Okay. So this is going to be... Hello. I need some good D&D banter. Hello. Huzzah. Huzzah! Me and my mates. Looking for an inn. Looking for a place to get away and play some D&D. Wait, is D&D trademarked? Am I allowed to do this? Do I need to come up with like another name? Ah, oh, crap. Let's look it up. Is D&D trademarked? Of course it is. It's a freaking... I don't think I could do this. Called Goblins and Ghouls. Goblins and Ghouls. Isn't that a Nintendo name? G&G? Oh, okay, but okay, so that actually would work. We want to play some G&G. As long as the letter rhymes with D, I think people will get it. What are all the letters that rhyme with G or D? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, Z. Ding dongs. God damn it, Kanzi. Goblins and Ghouls. So, okay, what's the best letter to use? I'll just call it, play some G and I'll call it G&G. All right, we'll do it. We'll go with G&G. G&G has been used as a knockoff in some TV show. What did they use in Community? I think they just used D&D. Like, they probably paid for the license because they're a big ass show. TNA? Not calling it TNA. G&G. Let's just real quick search if G&G is trademarked. Is G&G trademarked? G&G Jewel Inc. G&G Gold and Gems Holding. I think I'm safe. Perfect. You know, for Bujungas and Tush Tush. Wow. I can't believe the auto mod blocked that. I think it's because you've been saying so many things that are getting blocked. The mod is just blocking everything you're saying, Ganzi. I'll let that go, though. Swords and Serpents. I mean, that's a good name, but I need the letters to rhyme with D&D, so when you say it, you're like, oh, I think that's G&G. Or you think that's D&D. Call it Sewers and Snakes. No, we're going to call it G&G. I like it. So we need a place to play some G&G. So, okay, so... Oops. So in addition to that text, we need to now inform... So that's like, that's who we are, and then the next text is... We'll need... Oh my god. V and V. I like G&G. I'm going with G&G. I would be interested in playing some Bujungas and Tush Tush. I'll allow it. Valor and Vengeance? Vengeance and Valor? That's actually pretty good. Oh, Valor and V... I know where you're going with that. I like Vengeance and Valor, though. So maybe I will do V and V. Vengeance and... Alright, we'll need... So this is the very first... Okay. I don't think this should be my very first, because it should be 4 people, right? Or more. So this is probably the second. I need another event that's 2 people, but this is the first one we'll make. So we'll need 4 rooms, and... Right, should it be an ampersand? Ampersand, you're right. You're right. We'll need 4 rooms and a table to play at. A table with chairs to play at. And I want to call this out. So oh, maybe I'll make a new color. So I have these emphasis settings. Oh, I don't remember what emphasis 5 is. What's emphasis 5? Well, whatever, I'll need 6. Or maybe, no, I'll just use 1, because it is item based. I'll just use emphasis 1 for now. Oh, but rooms aren't an item. So EM1, so a table with chairs, with I hate that I have to do this, like, every time I put an item name in a conversation, I have to, like, mark it as a different color. I wish there was a way. Oh wait, there is a way. I could put a list of items and then process every text to have that item name be a different color. Damn it. I should have done that a long time ago. Maybe I'll do that later. That's actually a really good idea. Let's put in the MVP to do. Where the fuck is Dale? I already found Dale. Let's see, dialogue stuff. Quest NPCs, items. I could put it in here. Make a dialogue processor that checks for lists of words and auto assigns emphasis color. Okay. One day. Who's the chicken guy? Well, I want you to have chickens on your inn if you want. So I need a guy to sell you chickens. So I need a chicken guy. You never heard of a chicken guy? All right, we're almost there. So we need 4 rooms. I want to emphasize 4 rooms. How should I emphasize 4 rooms? So database. I think I have it here. So here we go. Items, locations, hotspots, NPC name, photograph. So EM6 will be in stuff, in requirements, and the color will be what should the color be? So I already have, these are all the colors I have, and I'll need one more. So I already have yellow, green, blue, pink, CMYK. I feel like I have all of the colors already. I mean, I have a light blue. I could do a darker blue. I could do a, maybe I'll do a deep purple. There we go. You guys ever play Mario 3? Who hasn't played Mario 3? Kids these days, they have not played Mario 3. All right, so emphasis 6 is in requirements. So let's add that. We'll need, and should I have a number here, or should I write out the word 4? Probably a number. Okay. All right. Oh, and then when they call, they need a day. They need to say what day they're coming. So should I do like in 2 days, or should I do a date, like on this date? I guess I could say in 2 days, and then when you look at the calendar, it'll show you the date. So, ooh. He should talk like balk, balk, buy some chickens. Bark, bark. That's how he should talk. All right, let's. What? How do I indicate? I also want this to be concise. So we'll need 4 rooms and a table with chairs to play at. We'll be arriving in, and then it'll be a variable name. So var equals current guest group amount or length. Stay length. All right, it's wordy, but I don't mind wordy. And then I'll make a variable here, and it'll be a text. And I just have to set these 2 things. I have to set these 2 things when conversations begin. That's fine. All right. We'll be arriving in blank days. It'll always be more than 1 day, right? It'll always be more than 1 day. It'll probably be a random number between like 3 days and 5 days. So it's soon, but not immediate. Give you some time to like either kick your guests out or just let their stay. Actually, yeah, you should always have the opportunity to have the available rooms. Maybe it could pressure you to build more rooms because maybe you have guests already. So I don't mind. So it'll be a random number between like 2 and 5 days. And oh, but then do I want to communicate like how long they're gonna stay? Nah, maybe I just whatever. They stay for as long as they stay. You don't know that. Maybe you don't have to know that. Although that's a thing. Oh, there's too much information I need to put in this one little text box. We'll be arriving in current stay length. Oh wait, the length is how long they're gonna stay. So okay. Let's have one more. All right, we'll do one more that's not the length, but the guest group arrival day. And it won't be the actual day number, it'll be how many days until they arrive. Okay. We'll need 4 rooms. So this is going to be a little wordy, but you know, it's basically the window. It's basically like a quest accept window. So it could be wordy. We'll be arriving in this many days, which is the different one now. So we'll be arriving in this many days. For this many days. Current guest group stay length. Okay, I think that's all the information needed. And let's implement. So the next thing I need to do is tell the dialogue system which conversation should be triggered, when it should be triggered, and I need to fill in all that information. So next on the list is okay. So at the start of the day, I need to figure out, should I have this event activate? And, you know, for testing purposes, of course, day one, activate that quest. So get available guest groups. All I'm going to do is for each guest group, I'm going to return the first one. Oh, no, I'm just going to return them all. So I get the available ones, and so at the beginning of the day, or the end of the day, I think I want to calculate today's guest group. Calculate next. I don't like today's next guest group. So what this is going to do at the beginning of the day, it's going to basically make the phone ring with that conversation. And it's going to get all the available guest groups. It's going to search through them and pick one out. So I know what I need. Oh, I need to do my whole sheet system. Private guest group sheet. So I have this like method of saving information about scriptable objects by making like a sheet of data. And usually it's a dictionary, so I'm gonna make a dictionary. Well, I don't use this, so okay. So I want a dictionary of guest group and then guest group sheet. And I need let's just grab a sheet from another class. Most of these systems have sheets associated. Let's see. The spawn guest system, do you have a sheet? No, the NPC system has a sheet. Where's the NPC system? NPCs? NPC system? Yeah. Okay. So I grabbed it's just a serializable class of convenient information that I need to save. So I don't have to save all of the stuff that's in the scriptable object, but I do save these other things. So I need something to reconnect it to the scriptable object, so it'll be the ID. And then what are the things I want to save? I think I want to save the previous time occurred, so, and this is also it's not NPC sheet anymore, it is guest group sheet. It's gonna be serializable already. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make sure this is serializable, so I don't need a serializable version of it. And I want the last day triggered. So here's a thought. Do I want these to be like a special thing that happened on a day? Like, you know, like real life. Sometimes people will just call up and have these events. Or do I want there to be a list of events out there that you can choose from when you're ready for them? So that there's no wait time. You don't have to wait like an hour for one of these to show up, you know? Do I want them to just be available? And I think I've been leaning very realistic. You know, if it doesn't happen in real life, then I don't add it. But this could be a thing where there's just a list of events that you choose from, and it doesn't happen like dynamically. And basically, it shows you the event and all the required items. Oh no, this changes everything. If anyone has an opinion on the matter, let me know. But now I'm in like game design crisis. Let's just keep going, and then if I hate it, I'll switch it later. So last day triggered, I need to remember if it was a success or a fail. This is an int. Cool. Success. This actually takes a guest group. Guest a group, and then the ID equals guest group dot ID. Okay. All right, I think that's all I need for now. Because I don't want to trigger these all the time. I want them to just feel normal and natural. And I believe this is going to be okay. I like the realistic nature of it. What you could do, if you wanted, is make a menu that lists all the people that might call for a reservation once certain criteria are met, and on mouse over, show what those requirements are. Well, yeah, so do I want it to be like, obviously that's not how inns work. You don't see a list of guests and, oh, look, I have a yoga mat. Now this yoga person will come stay. Like, that's not how inns work, but that's okay. It's a video game. It doesn't need to work the way an inn works. So, do you think that's a better idea? Or is this like sporadic nature? Like, you don't know when you're going to get a call. What if you miss the call? What if you're not ready for it, but you really want it, and all you need is one more day to satisfy? So am I causing too much stress by making them rare and making them like you have to like act on it right now? If you're doing something else, you got to stop and make sure you're ready for this event. So there's like the certain guests. I worked out a system where guests, it's going to be a hierarchy of friendships. So when a guest stays, they tell 2 friends based on their stay. If they have like a 4-star stay, they'll tell 1 friend, and that friend will now be able to come in like just randomly. If they have a 5-star stay, they'll tell 2 friends or 3 friends, or however many friends they have. And there's going to be like a hierarchy of friendship. So and sometimes those friends will have barriers like, oh, my yoga friend probably will only come if they have a yoga mat. And there's going to be a PR person in town where they do PR for you. And I'm going to use the photographing system where you take pictures of decorations. You give those photos to the PR person. The PR person puts them on a fake social media account. And then that means any of the friends that were blocked by the decoration, now they could see that decoration exists on the fake social media account, and then they'll show up. So you don't need to like wait for guests. You have the decoration, you photograph it, you give it to your PR person, and then it unlocks more guests. That is how the progression of the guests will be. But these group events are different. How many of these group events are we imagining? I'd love 10, 10 good ones. Not a lot, just a little. And should they repeat? Yeah, they should repeat, but I guess also then the dialogue should change, like how many visits. This opens up a can of worms, but I like the idea, so I think I need to make it once, figure out all the kinks later. So, yeah. But yeah, I think I like the list of ones you choose from now. But I need to figure out a narrative way to make it feel natural. If I can figure out a narrative like sheath on the system to make it feel like a natural thing, then I'll do that. So help me think of a way where it makes sense to have a list of groups. So it's not just this like waiting for the call. Maybe they call. Okay, here we go. I think it's a solve, and it's basically do two things. Do both. The call populates the event on the list and says, "Hey, we're looking for this. Let us know when you have space." And then you go through the list, call them back, say, "I got space now." So they call, revealing their interest. You call back when you're ready. No pressure. That's decent, right? Best of both worlds. So it'll be emergent. It won't be a purely menu thing. And, you know, I'll be able to like put obstacles and, you know, have you work toward the different events. And maybe, you know, maybe I just straight up put like on the 15th of the first month is the first event. I could just choose the day they call. It doesn't have to be like that. I don't have to track so many things. It's basically you track it. Like I give you the event, you track whether or not you're ready for it. Okay, this adds a lot more to the list because this means another GUI. But I believe this is the correct thing to do. So we need a GUI listing events that have called and presented themselves to you. So one thing I haven't done yet is say, "Hey guys, my name's Andrew. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm working on a life sim, Innkeeper-Sim called Alpine Lake. Please, if you like what you see, follow. If you have any questions, please ask them. If you are inclined to wishlist it on Steam, every wishlist counts and matters so much. Yeah, and thanks for being here. Everyone else who's a regular, oh my god, I appreciate it so much when you're here. It just puts me in such a good mood, and it really, the work gets better. Like just this conversation we're having made this whole thing so much better. If I was in a vacuum, not talking to you guys, oh my god, who knows where I'd be. I'm looking for a quiet place to stay for a yoga retreat, DnD session, forest exploration. I require yoga mats. Yep. If that's something you can accommodate, let me know. Okay. So what you just said, oh my god, this is why I love you guys. What you just said, that's not a phone call anymore. That's a letter in the mail. So what I can do is, these can be letters that populate a list. And you go to your phone to call them back and set it up, or you just respond to the letter when you're ready. And yeah, that does sound like a great weekend. Like that sounds like the best weekend ever. Some yoga, some D&D, and some forest exploration. Man, that's a sick weekend. Letters, yeah, maybe it's all of them. So maybe I choose which one it is. All right. Yeah. Okay. So if it's a letter, so if it's a letter, public enum guest group init guest group init type. So it's either a letter, a phone call, or a voicemail? What else can it be? What other modes of communication do I have? No D&D players picking up the phone, let's be real. So that's great. I can put that into this letter. Like, sorry for writing you a letter. I don't like talking on the phone. That's great. Reddit posts. So maybe there's like a DM from someone, and then your PR person's like, "Hey, I got this DM on whatever gram."
This person wants to stay. Let's just do these two for now. Or I'll put DM, but I don't have any system for PR person letting you know. So all I really need to know is if there's an associated letter. And then I need a thing here that's public void trigger init method, and then switch. Okay, yeah. Ooh, you guys are the best. You give me such good inspiration. You guys have such great ideas. Oh my god. Public guest group init type. Thank you, ZT. Guest group init type. That's wordy. I just need init type. Case. So if it's a letter, if it's a phone call, and then if it's a DM, which it won't be, but maybe one day. All right, so if it's a letter, I want to send the letter. So letter dot send immediately. Done. Letter gets sent. If it's a phone call, then I need to have my phone item. I need a whole phone system. Ah, fug. I need like the decoration to ring. So I need like a phone system that attaches to the phone decoration, and I just need an animation that's like, there is a phone call. It's ringing. You pick it up, and then trigger the conversation. Maybe I'll... Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna go with the letter scenario first. I'm gonna make a letter. So this DnD group's now gonna be a letter. I'll keep this conversation here because it's useful, but I'm gonna change gears real quick. So let's make a letter. I love my letter system. It's all scriptable objects. I love scriptable objects, let me tell you. Where is it? Where's my letters? Mail? Letter. So this is going to be a letter group, a guest group, and then V and V. V and Vers. That's a terrible name, but so the associated NPC is going to be, I guess, whoever was in it. I think June was in it. Doesn't matter. Oh, actually, I can just put a string here. So none. So this is where I was saying like, oh, localizing this is going to be a bitch. Like I just put like strings in here. Oh, so I'm going to have to come up with like custom string objects and rewrite all this stuff. Oh, terrible. So from V and Vers. V and Vers Anonymous. Is that... Right now, I can't do that. V and Vers. V and V fan club. Okay. I think I think I just want to copy that text from here. And I want both. Huzzah, me and my mates are looking for a place to get away and play some V&V. We'll need this stuff. Can't wait to hear back from you. Okay. So, I'm having some oatmeal now, and I blasted it with a little cinnamon dust. Ooh. Cinnamon and oatmeal. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. So I already have conditions here. Can I just put all the conditions here? No. I don't need these conditions. And then event on read. So when I read this, I want to populate. Okay, so here's where I need the group system to know. Public int. So, or bool. I need to know if this thing has been presented or offered. Offered. And when you read this, the offer stands. So then I can populate the GUI with all guest groups that have been offered so you can accept them. Great. Ooh, it's 8:40. A lot of time has passed, but we got a lot done. This is great. This is such core mechanic that I needed to figure out. I haven't done core mechanic work in a long time because I just had so much fun doing side stuff. But this is great. All right, so event on read. I just want to like throw an action. So I need a new action that is it's called, what's it called? It's called guest group offered. And it's pretty simple. Oh, you know what? Actually, this should just be generic. This should just be guest group. It should just be called guest groups, and I'll just put all the different actions I need in here. I don't need a separate script per thing. Ooh, it's not gonna like that. Did it? Yeah, it's gonna lose connection. Okay, so guest groups. We want to offer guest, nope, not offset, offer guest group. That's pretty much the only one we need currently. And then guest a group. And then we want to tell the system that we've offered it. So the guest group system dot instance dot offer guest group. Guest group. And then we need to make this. So private void offer guest group. We want to loop through all of these sheets. So for key value pair, no, actually, we just want to say sheets guest group dot offered equals true. Done. One line of code. It's a beautiful thing. But this needs to be public because it's called by here. All right. So we don't need that anymore. What a simple little thing. Not cinnamon, Cinnadust. Is that like Cinnamon Toast Crunch dust? I was at a cafe down the street from me the other day, and they sell cereal milk matcha latte, and in the description it's like it tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk plus matcha, and maybe they use exactly the dust you're talking about right now. man, this is great. Ooh, I'm freaking excited. I'm like bursting with excitement right now. And I was a little worried. Last night I was getting like feverish and I had chills. It was hot, sweating. And I was in public the other day in a very busy event. And I really thought I was getting sick and I thought I wouldn't be able to do this morning. But I don't know. I took like an hour-long nap under a blanket and drank like 3 cups of water and I felt fine. It's called a panic attack? No, I was not panicking. Maybe it was a sadness attack because the vet visits with the dog were just, they were taking their toll on me. And I'm not out of the woods yet. Like, I'm waiting for some blood work results today, but she got like an ultrasound yesterday and got some vitals taken, and they were just like, yeah, this dog is actually pretty good. Hang in there, dog. You're old. You're an old dog. You got problems. It's cool though. All right, so where were we? We have the letter, and we need to throw that event. V. Oh, we need to make the scriptable object, so action. Create actions. What did I call it? Did I call it anything? Did I forget to give it a name? Guest group offered. So let's call it guest group actions. Oops. Oh no, what did I do? Create actions. Guest group actions. There you are. So action. Guest group actions. So in the VNV letter, we want to throw that action. Guest group. Boom. We want to call offer guest group. And we want to offer the guest DnD group. I guess I should switch this to VNV, right? Set the ID. Okay. Stay length 2. Maybe it's, oh, so the amount of people I already know, it's the length of this. I technically know the conditions here, but I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I can like search for, I can't like return the conditions. So I might need to add more verbose conditions to the scriptable object. Nah, whatever. It's a little redundant. I don't like that, but maybe I can auto-populate the conditions from what I make here, and that'll be simpler, but... Oof. Let's just keep going. I just want to get something in the game, like before the stream ends. I just want something. So the letter... I want the letter to show up immediately. So... This button... Perfect. This button... that I didn't implement yet will send this first letter. So I already know it's the only one. So guest groups 0.trigger init method. So hitting this button will send the letter, and then we'll get the letter and be able to read it. And it should just be text, but it's just step 1, get it in the game. Step 1 is important. You gotta see that thing. I hate coding for a long period of time and not checking it often because that's how bugs are implemented and difficult to fix. But I have noticed that the more years I make games, the longer sessions I can go just straight in code and then finally test it. When I was first starting out, I had to test like every 2 minutes to make sure I wasn't breaking things. It's become much better nowadays. All right, so I already have a letter here. I'm gonna... Wait, where's the button? Oh, I didn't put this system in the game. Where the button at? And also want to get rid of that other button, so the calendar event. Or I'll just put this button next to it. Zero, zero, so we want 200. And I hate how long this takes to load. I know there's a way to make it quicker, but I don't want to do that. It seems like a total pain in the butt. It's probably worth it though. So I need a new, so I need a manager. It's not really a system, it's like a manager. Guest group system. Remove guest group system. Okay, saveable, refresh, refresh. No, reset, reset. Okay, so now it does that. Is it gonna be annoyed that I'm loading? No, I'm loading nothing. I'm not saving anything, I'm not loading anything. This is private, but I load into it. And this, oh, Sheets doesn't exist. So I actually need to populate Sheets for each guest group, and guest groups, Sheets group equals new sheet. And then I want to give it the group to init it, and then all I do is I save the ID. And everything else here, so false, last state triggered, is going to be 0. Kind of want it -1, just so I know it's never been triggered. And then its success is going to be false. Although I need 3 states. I need like not happened, and then failed, and success. Maybe I actually don't really need, I don't care if it's been a success or not yet, so I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, let's move on. So now the letter should be sendable. There's gonna be no way to trigger the event, but that's for another day. It's for Thursday. We've got 9 minutes left. I'm gonna pre-plan the raid. All right, so where's my button? Where's my button, honey? I have the system here, manager. Wait, why isn't it active? Okay, so here we go, accept. Boom, I should get a letter in the mail right now. But I got an error. Awake, didn't like it. It's because Sheets, oh, I'm just. So Sheets is private. It's possible I might need this from other places, but until then, I'll keep it private. And Sheets equals new dictionary. Okay. That should fix that. And I don't know why guest groups deactivated itself. That was weird. Do I have some weird script in here that's doing that? Or when something fails, it deactivates itself? That's new. Enable? Nothing disables this thing. Very strange. All right. Accept. Trigger method. Oh, I didn't. Did I set the letter yet? Oh, I don't think I set the letter in the VNV guest group. So now we have the letter, and we have the letter type. And it shouldn't really be init type. It should be like offer type. Init is not verbose enough. That doesn't make any sense to me. So it should be offer type. Offer type. And then this is just offer type. Oh, we're so close. We got 7 minutes. I just want the letter sent and I want to see it. Oh, you know what? Okay, there's one more thing I need to do. So all those EMs, like the emphasis, the color emphasis on the items, like on the words, they're not going to show up in letters until I tell it to. So the mail manager needs to do that. So, okay, where do I show letters? Ooh, real quick. So the letter menu, letter panel, letter description. What did I call it? Mailbox menu manager. Calculate amount read. Letter menu. Oh, this is painful. Letter selection, letter panel. It's just called letter panel. Set panel, letter, body, parse. Ooh, I'm doing it already. Phew. All right, ready to go. Gonzi redeem play Booyah Grandma. That's what you get. What did I do? Wait. I basically did this. Way to derail me 1 second before this is over.
You and me. Booyah, Grandma. Booyah.
That is the original Crash Bandicoot commercial where this name comes from. All right, so you ready? If I hit this button, yeah, we got a letter in the mail. Let's see what the letter is. V&V Fan Club, huzzah! Me and my mates are looking for a place to get away and play some V&V. We'll need 4 rooms and a table with chairs to play at. We'll be arriving in this many days. Staying for this long. Oh no. Hi, I can't wait to hear from you. Okay. So, that is a start. I need to now... So the dialogue system did all this stuff for me, like getting those variables, coloring the text. It's not coloring the text for some reason. I think I know why. I think it's because the color of the text is black and it's doing a multiplier and it's just black times the color, it's staying black. All things that we can fix though. Sir, there is a wedding that weekend, but this is a great start, and this is a great stream, and we got a lot done, and thank you all for being here. I'm gonna call it. We're gonna raid someone, and where should we go? I don't think I've ever raided this person, so let's raid this person. We're gonna go to Red Cabin Games. He's making a like a 2D shoot 'em up game. The robot's not on. I don't see him. He was cool though. I like that guy. I'm sorry, Gonzi. He's not there. We're gonna go to... Oh, that guy does not accept raids. That is strange. Pick up... Wait. Red Cabin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does. Okay. Boom. We're gonna go to Red Cabin Games. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Today was great, and I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you Thursday.